The Black History Experience. Unerased. History they couldn't silence. Did you know that one of the greatest inventors in American history is often left out of the spotlight? Meet Granville T. Woods, known as the Black Edison, a brilliant mind whose innovations helped power the modern world. In 1887, Woods developed the synchronous multiplex railway telegraph, a groundbreaking system that allowed trains to communicate while moving, helping prevent deadly collisions. He also created the telegraphony, combining the telephone and telegraph into one system, later purchased by the American Bell Telephone Company. Woods introduced the troller, enabling streetcars to draw power from overhead wires, and contributed to the third rail system still used in subways today. His work improved railway safety with advanced air brake systems, and he even designed an early version of the electric roller coaster. Despite legal battles, Woods defeated Thomas Edison in court twice. Edison later offered him a partnership, but Woods chose independence. Granville T. Woods wasn't just an inventor, he was a pioneer whose legacy still moves the world. Unerased, unforgotten, unstoppable. The Black.
Well, what do we have here? The Uncommon Sense Podcast on a Tuesday evening, right here on SenseUX.com and thetruevision.net is Jay Howard and also Michael B. Wright, where we're exploring the edges of reason to get to the truth, and that's the truth that will make you free. How you doing, my brother? Can you get off mute, my brother? The people want to hear you.
Well, you muted her, brother.
No, don't put that on me. I didn't silence you, my brother.
You got the power of the button. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
you
sir.
won't do the show by yourself.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Well, man, what's up, that big brother Rock?
What's up, man? What's up? We had to start off with the Black experience.
I
My
like
man
that.
Granville, you know, he was a bad boy.
Ain't nothing like him, man. Thomas Edison ain't got nothing no.
Nothing new. You'll be my partner.
I'll be your partner.
Like, hell no, shut.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, brother.
Thank God.
Thank God for that, brother.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Brother, tonight,
Mhm.
we're going to explore the world of AI.
The new world.
AI. The good, the bad, and the
Ugly.
of AI.
Yeah, man, the new world is upon us, brother. It's upon us.
But see, the thing about it, man, people hear AI,
Mhm.
but they don't really see AI.
That boy.
Because this thing is really trying to take over human existence right here.
Trying?
It's trying.
Well,
But it's doing a good job, right?
it's doing a good job. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
When you're mad, come on with it now.
This is what they said on CBS News. Now check this out.
Mm-hmm.
AI is learning to escape human control. That's the very scary headline I saw in the Wall Street Journal. It's an essay written by a very worried AI consultant named Judd Rosenblatt, who cites two recent studies to argue that AI is, in fact, learning to escape human control. First, this is crazy stuff. Researchers gave OpenAI's O3 model a simple script that would shut off the model when triggered. In 79 of 100 trials, the AI model independently, just on its own, edited the script so the shutdown command would not work. Nate, it gets worse. Even when ordered, allow yourself to shut down, the AI still disobeyed 7% of the time. And it gets even more frightening than that. Other researchers, listen to this, using Anthropic's AI model Claude 4 Opus, told the model it would be replaced by another AI system. It then fed fictitious emails into the system suggesting one of the engineers was having an affair. Got it? In 84% of the tests, the AI model drew on the emails to blackmail the engineer to not shut down the AI.
What?
Wow. Wow.
Okay, so here, I'm quoting now from Judd. In other cases, the AI model attempted to copy itself onto external servers. We're in Mission Impossible land here. Wrote self-replicating malware and left messages for future versions of itself about the need to evade human control.
The entity.
Wow.
The entity is real.
Yes, yes. And that's why so many people, and when I
Yeah. You see?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, man.
Now, AI has the capability of rejecting humans who program AI.
Yes, sir. Come on with it now.
This is crazy.
Come on with it now.
What?
Yeah, man.
And some people might think this is not true, but this is true, Doc.
This is happening. This is
Yes.
happening. You know, and you at a point now, man. You're lit at a point of no return. And the sad thing about it, Jay, which is interesting on one end, AI is nothing but what has been fed to it throughout the years, right?
Right.
So this sucker is pulling on stuff that somebody put in there. This is not like it's coming up with this stuff.
Exactly.
This mess was put into the system somewhere, and all it's doing, the thing, of course, is evolving. But at this point now, this information again was put into the system by how do you know, subvert this, That's so. Not only do you have an apparatus that's being programmed by some unscrupulous people, you know, you got a situation now where this sucker now is being implemented around the world. As far as you talk about malware, spyware, all this stuff, man, AI got a piece of it somewhere in this entourage of information. And so, yeah, Doc, you're at a place where this thing here is about to take a turn that you can't stop. It's programmed into the system.
Right. And then you have the ones who are pushing for AI, you know, the ones who got money, the billionaires,
Exactly.
and they have no clue or no idea what this thing can do. Because
Because
it's just all about money to them. It's all about profit.
now you're thinking. Now you're
Yes,
thinking.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you follow the greenbacks, you know exactly where it's going. But none of them right now are making cash flow. And that's why your boy, when Anthropic did what they did with the Pentagon, man, that's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, because they stopped the Pentagon
Yeah.
from using their AI system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think then the Pentagon went with OpenAI, right?
Open eye. Yeah. Open eye.
Yeah. But it's something about the AI. And since you brought that up, because there was a brother who he used to do coding for Google and also for Windows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he also wrote a book about AI. But the thing that he says, the very first problem with this is that you have this hunger for power and wealth.
Yes, sir.
And since you have this hunger for power and wealth, AI will then be used just for that. And it's crazy on how it would be used for power and wealth. So let's run this beautiful beam footage right quick, right here on the Uncommon Sense podcast.
The first three dilemmas I wrote in 2020 all became true. One was that AI is inevitable. There will be no way to stop it. Two is that AI will eventually become smarter than humans on everything. So every task we've assigned to them so far, they've become smarter. And the third is that some things will go wrong. And we've seen examples of them. We haven't seen the big failures yet, but likely something will go wrong. The fourth inevitable is that because of the arms race we've created around artificial intelligence, anyone who is so hungry for power and wealth that creates an intelligent AI is going to deploy it. You can't imagine that the US arsenal will have artificial intelligence-driven wargaming and still asking humans to do it. They'll have to give the wargaming over to AI. If they do, then any other nation on the planet will also have to either hand over to an AI or be irrelevant, because that's the only way to win the arms race. When that happens, then all decisions will be made by machines, and that to me is the utopia.
Man, that is crazy.
Ain't it though?
All decisions be made by a machine
By a machine. And that's
just
the
be,
whole. Go ahead, bro.
just because of all of the information that it has.
Exactly. Anthropic was the brain of the Pentagon's data. That's the whole thing about these smart AIs is you got to have a brain to put all this data together, and that's what Anthropic does, and that's
Mm,
why they needed it. So when you're looking at these quote unquote brains that's being inserted inside these data centers, they're just again soaking up information and whatever's fed into it. And so you pull them from all sources. But when that thing becomes the brain of your organization, then of course it's the automatic default.
mm. So it's actually the brain of the society then.
You think
Mm, mm.
that, and I'm telling you, bro, it was purposefully done. When you looking at what happened in society, the educational system, social media, it's been a almost like a 10 year ploy
Right.
to extract people from critical thinking. And that's why again people can't spot these deep fake stuff like that it unless you come from that era
Hmm.
like when you had to use your imagination to make up
Yes.
toys and stuff.
Yeah.
uh so I mean you can peep it, but if that's all your world been, which is video games, stuff like that, this your brain doesn't make that connection that this thing might not be real. um and so yeah, it's easy to let another thing think for you. um, and that's exactly what's happening, bro.
Because see, now here's the other problem. You live in a system called a capitalism system or a capitalistic society.
Hmm. Hmm.
With AI, that's a system of abundance.
Hmm.
So it's just a total system of just unlimited.
Exactly.
So now, how are you going to live in a system of capitalism where capitalism says, okay, there's only 1% of the group that's supposed to be the wealthy and everybody else is the working class,
Hmm.
versus to AI saying, no, it's an unlimited thing. What are you talking about?
Again, you gotta look at who's programming it.
Yes. Wow. Well, let's go. We'll go ahead,
No,
brother.
no, I'm waiting to see where this video gonna bring us to.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, okay. We going to capitalism versus abundance.
There you go.
Here we go.
Don't shoot the messenger. Your life and mine will witness times where there will be 20, 30, 50% unemployment in certain sectors, maybe even more. Most of us are going to witness something we've never seen before. The interesting thing is that this is not unlike humanity's origin. Jobs are an invention that serve a capitalist system that has served humanity for a while and pained humanity for a while. And the question is the capitalist system going to survive artificial intelligence? Funny enough, the capitalists that are celebrating the productivity gains are not realizing that, one, without consumption, there is no economy. So even if you can have all of the productivity gains in the world, by firing people consistently, nobody's able to buy what you're making. So we're going to have to find an economic model that works with that. Wealth is going to have very little meaning for most of us in a few years' time. The very base of capitalism, which is labor arbitrage, to hire you for $1 and then sell what you make for $2, is going to disappear. So there is no arbitrage anymore because basically machines are building everything for no cost at all. At the macro level, think of the advantage that China had, economically, where they had cheaper labor. If that shifts into a world where labor is literally one capex, where you buy a robot or a lease on that robot, which now is down to $9,000 a pop, it's now just a question of how clever that robot is, which is going to advance with time, like the law of accelerating returns of every technology. And then you're in a place where making things costs close to zero. Anyone with an understanding of supply and demand basically means that the price of things accordingly is going to drop to zero as well. So the entire capitalist model has to be rethought. The change that is about to come is more than economic, it's ideological.
The change that's about to come is more than economic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Couldn't say it even better, man. That's where you are. The new models among you, and when they talk about new war order,
Yeah.
this it. This it. This it. This it.
So the consumer is over because guess what? It costs you nothing to build something now.
So when you talk about mass hysteria, brother, I think we are approaching that real quick.
Man.
Because the model is there, and the thing about it is, again, Jay, which is disturbing, is when you have that 1% which is driving this narrative, and the nostalgia with certain dynamics people are not abreast to, as far
Hmm.
as the nuances, the twists and turns, what it's going to look like, 5 years from now, and you basically trying to get through the day. You just trying to get some food on the table, watch your little
Right.
TV, go to bed. the
Right.
other the other dynamics are not even computing. But that's why Lowe's, the CEO just announced he's putting $250 million into a bucket to try to train, hopefully, carpenters and plumbers, electricians, because they're saying AI can't replace those skilled trades, which is true to a point.
To a point. Yeah,
To
to a
a
point.
point. But that's why, and if you look at what your government just did a few months ago, when they said business education is no longer a professional degree. Like,
Exactly.
how you do that, dog? 'Cause, well, they're telling you your particular industry is getting ready to become very obsolete. Just wait for it. So again, the trends are there. But folks, again, if you're not paying attention to that curve, you're just trying to get through the day, which they're praying most folks stay in that mode. Then yeah, you have no clue what's coming down the pipe. You have no clue at all.
No clue at all.
No.
And brother, it's like, okay, if you can build anything you want to, it doesn't cost you anything,
Hmm.
then okay, what are you gonna charge if that's the problem? You don't even have to go to China to get something made or get something built anymore.
Right. Mhm.
So what kind of world does that look like?
Well, again, that's why you have things going moving to digital currency, stuff like that. So when you're looking at those aspects of it, it is interesting to see where this quote unquote new economy is coming into, and you can already kind of see the traces
Hmm.
with Amazon laid out 5,000 or almost 15,000. You got UPS doing the same thing. All of them are used to in certain dynamics, automated this, automated that. But there are some dynamics right now that you can't get away from, which is customer service. They're trying, deal with that. You talked about 4,000 prompts before you ever get to a representative. So yeah, it's a situation where when the consumer itself becomes obsolete, when that model is gone, then you got to ask yourself, well, then what's going to be the source of currency? And so that's going to be the booger right there, which
Hmm.
means you become.
The
I mean,
currency.
you become the currency, brother. Uh, that's all you got left, at this point, because they're making it so that the mayhem that they're creating creates the profit. You're talking about war. Iran is doing nothing but drones.
Right.
Russia is so when you look at it, man, this is what's driving economies, and this is what's driving your profit margin, stuff like that, is that particular aspect of it. And so yeah, they're heading that way, um, and they're pushing everything that way because that's the investment that the 1% cats have decided this is the next best thing since sliced bread.
Cause see, while Iran is only spending 15, 20,000 on a drone, America is spending 1.3 million, 2 million on drones.
That part.
Yeah.
And your boy is Trump damn making millions. I ain't gonna go there right now.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Behind the scene, brother.
you know,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's the whole issue, man. That I think um, that we're not doing a good job, and I say we, everybody who is on the situation of trying to bring this information to the forefront and get certain people who have platforms to discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're talking about, if you pull HBCUs on the carpet, ask them what kind of AI system they got in place, ask them what kind of computer technology they got running through, their veins. Mm,
Windows.
I know, right? So I mean, it's those dynamics. And then if you look at the kids in certain aspects of your demographics, they're not getting, and even what they're being taught is obsolete.
Right. Right.
And so these are things, man, that again, because it's not a conversation that we're having because we're just trying to get through the day. When this thing does hit, unfortunately, you're going to be literally up the creek without a paddle because you
Mm.
haven't paid attention to the curve. Um, and that's systematically done too. It's systematically done to keep us preoccupied with this fight, this battle, this puff of smoke, all that
Right.
stuff.
Right.
That's is controlled chaos is what it is. Because if folks don't have a time to respond, then what do you do? Just like you did with Doge, you go through a government within 6 months, and you don't know what them people did.
Nope, you don't.
You don't know what them folks did, and
You
and you
don't
know
know
what?
what kind of information was fed to AI on everybody.
That right there, player. That
Mm-hmm.
that man did not go in there and didn't get none when he came out of there.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So and then and Grok, which is his, uh, is getting interwoven in everything. So when you look at this stuff, you have to ask questions why this is and how it is. But if they get you so hooked up on a cultish kind of mindset, where
Mm-hmm.
you buying into your particular left wing, right wing, whatever you want to put them in, and they can literally steal the whole house, and by the time you come back, all you got is foundation. And if you ain't careful, they're gonna have that too.
They're gonna have
So
that too, bro.
you know,
Yeah,
nothing but the dirt.
exactly.
So, but that's honestly, man, that's where you are. You have folks now that are so preoccupied with stuff that you're not paying attention to this. You're not paying attention to you're becoming, collateral damage and all this.
Wow. Then, right, they talked about a new system. He talked about there's got to be a new system versus to the system of capitalism because
Hmm.
when you bring in AI, it changes the whole playing field now.
Absolutely,
So
brother.
it has to be a new system, period.
Hmm.
And let's go to that wonderful beam footage right here on Uncommon Sense.
There you go.
Your purpose was never to work, honestly. This is the capitalist lie that they told me, okay? That I was born to wake up every morning, to work really hard for labor arbitrage so someone else makes the money, or to be the one, the capitalist that abuses everyone so that I make the money. I don't want to subscribe to either of those. I think humanity was built to live, to connect, to love, to reflect, to research, to discuss philosophy. And we've just completely forgotten that. It's a transition where eventually I think we're all going to be forced to go back there. Our life as humans is entirely serotonin dependent, where things are calm and quiet and peaceful and connected, oxytocin dependent, where we actually have time for our families and kids and believe it, everything that we do on a daily basis has been sold to us by a propaganda machine. Good news, the propaganda machine is going to have to change. Otherwise, people are going to continue to want what they have now. So, you know what will happen? Someday they wake up and say, you're not supposed to work every day. And we will believe them and we will shift. The whole idea is if we can actually live a life like nature provided a few thousand years ago, but safer and more consistent, where you just wake up in the morning and you take your kids and you go forage for berries, and that's the activity for the day. And while you're at it, you talk to your AI and learn about the mysteries of the universe. And while you're at it, you understand the internal complexities of love and relationships. And, and it's wonderful. It's just a very complex transition. So it's going to take a couple of generations. But just like Generation Z today doesn't really want to work, the following generations will go like, what was that ancient idea? Where did that come from? We have to understand that we're now in such a pivotal shift in human history. The only times where humanity has made a big change to collaborate instead of compete was either mutually assured destruction or mutually assured prosperity. And it's really stupid in my mind that we can't see that we are heading into a direction where the total abundance will lead to one of those.
That's right. Bruh. The system got to change.
That is. That is.
That is, bro.
And I'm telling you, man, that's the point. If you go back to COVID, the system was trying to show you,
Yep.
a change is here. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
But because again we are creatures of habit, we keep trying to go back and default to that old system that's the only thing you know. It's literally gone. And that's the whole problem with this thing called human nature is you do get stuck in what you think life is.
Right.
But
Right.
it's only because that's what you've been programmed to think.
Right. You've been conditioned and programmed.
That's all. So that's all you know. And so, again, to get to a place where that model no longer exists, like he's saying, it's going to take 2 generations to get away from it, but it's already happening.
Yeah.
The dynamic, though, is the generation that don't want to work has no means. Now, wait a
Has
minute,
no
bro.
means to say, okay, since we don't want to work, what do we want to do?
What that part right there, Jay? They ain't got that together, bro. I'm like, if you want to work, bro, you gotta have some means to survive.
Right.
So yeah, this is the issue. You got a bunch of people who have that, that first bug in you, but you're nowhere near it. And so only a few are capitalizing on it because they have that wherewithal. They have their leisure. That
Right.
ain't your danger cup of tea right now, play. You better learn something entirely different right now.
Right. And you're so right, when you said during COVID, the time was trying to change the situation at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But since we are this creature of habit,
Mm-hmm.
because we're so used to having things the way we used to having them, or we
Mm-hmm.
so used to being conditioned
Yes, sir.
to the way things are,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't want to change.
Exactly.
I mean, you had companies saying, well, just stay at home and just
Mm-hmm.
work from home.
Right.
But now you got companies saying, well, no, we
You
need you in the office 24/7.
right.
Like, what?
Yeah, and folks who stay home and who retrofit their house to stay home don't ever want to go back to no job.
No.
I mean, in that aspect, they don't mind working, but the commute and all the other stuff that comes with working in the office, no, player.
But see, this is the thing, right? If the work is getting done, so what? They're on.
Jay,
Mm-hmm.
you have that big old concrete building that you erected that you got to pay for. That-
Yeah.
That's why they need you in an office to pay for that building, player. So again, the
The
model
model.
doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work
That's
anymore for
where
what
that's where you that's when you go into other parts of society, like we talk about the church and religion. It's that building.
that model doesn't work.
Because
But
remember, nobody could go into the building,
exactly
right?
right,
Okay. So you had to find a way to have service without people being in the building, but you found a way.
right,
But when they eased off of that,
right.
you went right back to the same model
Hmm.
that you've been doing for years and years and you're right back at it again. But then what
Well,
you tried to do, you try to combine both of them.
hmm
And you try to have your, as you say, you try to have your cake and eat it too.
all right.
Yeah.
Uh, well, see, you got a problem.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Come on, bro.
Since you're gonna put the church
For the
into
church.
the church,
Church.
the institute. Well, let me clarify what I'm gonna say.
Institution.
The institution.
Okay.
of church.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That model was never the one that the
Mm-mm.
teacher gave.
No.
That's the first problem.
Mm-mm.
So when you're looking at what they did during COVID, and not saying all, but the
Right.
institutionalized churches,
Mm.
um, the reason why they wanted a gathering was not because they were trying to keep folks together. It was
No.
not because they were trying to give people some kind of spiritual, you know,
Enlightenment.
enlightenment or foundation. It was because they still needed tithes and offerings. So they they needed
That's
a
it,
way.
bro. That's it, bro.
They needed a way, some kind of way to get money back into the coffers. So yeah, they did the praise in the parking lot. They pick one.
Yeah.
So that's that. But the thing was, money was still driving your concept.
Mm-hmm.
Th-
Mm.
That was still the driving factor.
Mm-hmm.
It was never what is. The question should have been asked if you could no longer do this. If the teacher saying this model was not supposed to be anyway, so this way it should be,
Right.
and now you have a blank slate that you can build it where it's supposed to be. That question was never asked. It was, how do we still get this mechanism that we got to get these little ties or whatever into the church and run with it?
Right.
And
Exactly.
so now you had folks in that period still trying to, keep the dollar somewhere floating around.
Mm.
Now that folks are back gathered together, you trying to make up for the money that you didn't make in that 3 or 4 year
Say
time
that.
frame.
Say that, boy.
Then so now you got $1,000 seat, you got $10,000 seat because you're trying to make up for money that you ain't got. And the other part about it is folks who went through that COVID situation decided, I don't want to go back to your brick and mortar.
Right.
So you got
Right.
you got so many nuances in that conversation, man, that folks don't want to have. But it's because again, the institutionalized church did not want and does not want
Mm-mm.
that change to happen because you have to feed the beast that you created.
Because you just messed up my program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very badly. Yeah.
So as the big man always say, he shows you in the physical,
Hmm.
so then you can flip it to the spiritual. The
Hopefully.
same thing is happening in society today.
You better tell it, player.
When it tried to change,
Hmm.
you didn't want to change because of the motives that you have, because it's
Exactly.
all about capitalism.
Hmm.
That's the only way that capitalism works,
Exactly.
is that you got to have the people in the building, you got to have the people in places, you got to have people at events, things of that nature,
Hmm.
instead of being at home and spending time with family.
That part.
And even people didn't know how to spend time with their own family.
Clueless.
Like what?
Clueless. Oh, baby, what? Do what with the baby? Hold the darn thing.
You even had kids who was doing the virtual learning, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now all of a sudden they got suicide and they are so they frantic because they can't be with their friends anymore.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like
It's.
when we went to school, we couldn't wait to be home.
I'm trying to tell you, player. I don't want to go over
Mm,
there.
right,
Yeah, yeah. But it's again, man. It's those subliminal seeds that's placed, man. That
right, right.
that finally take seed, and you
Mm,
got the situation. You got kids, man, that buy, and I mean purchase Facebook likes and Instagram
right.
follow. I'm like, what?
Purchase.
Purchase. Just say you got 10,000 followers and because you paid for a player. I mean, like, really? Is it that serious?
But now, bro, they even having relationships with OpenAI. They having relationships. They type in and
Mm,
OpenAI go back with them, and because of the information that's been feed into OpenAI,
I'm trying to tell you.
relationship stuff has been fed into it, so it answers it just like if it was a person.
I just, I can't, I can't do this no more.
I'm just telling you.
I can't do this no more. But it's the condition, man. I mean, it's like the Pablo dog situation where
Yeah.
I had to put in that context, but most people know what Pablo dog is. But they did an experiment where in a crowded waiting room. Somebody just kept standing. Somebody would just stand up in the waiting room and sit down.
Mhm.
Did it about 4 or 5 times.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, every time this person stood up, everybody stood up. And when
Mm.
that person sat down, and that person said, everybody sat down. Nobody knew why they were standing up, but just because this person kept doing it, all of a sudden
They start doing it.
they started doing it. I mean, and it was on closed caption TV way, way, way back in there when we used to watch stuff.
Mhm.
But you saw it. You saw the phenomenon happening. But that's how it is. It's just a subtle thing that's happening that you don't know you're being conditioned to this particular slant. And so, yeah, you have folks who have this thing that this AI can feel me. It understands me. Nobody else gets me but AI.
No.
Really?
No.
Really? Really? So, but that's it though, because you subliminally put these things out there, man, and you feed that. You feed these kind of disorders that people really don't know how mentally disordered they really are. They are literally mentally ill. When you think you can
Literally.
have a
Literally.
relationship
With
with a
AI.
robot, bruh, something wrong with you, baby. You need help here.
Need help.
But that's how you got here. Was this little subtle little seeds here, seeds there. Next thing you know, boy, you in the full grown forest. You don't know how you got there.
Mm. Man.
Something serious.
Yes, sir. Something
Something
serious.
serious.
Something serious.
Yeah. But
Ooh.
again, when the model's still the same, like you're saying, generating capital money, that's still the model.
Right.
So you got to have that somewhere in the mix, and so it's leading that way. Companies are doing the same thing because you're trying to feed the beast that you're serving to. Same thing with churches, institutionalized churches. You're feeding the beast that has sustained you over the years, or and that you built. Okay, but again, that system is going to collapse. When you got folks now that can't find
Mm-hmm.
entry level jobs, you got college kids that cannot find entry level jobs.
Right. And they
So
graduates.
and they graduates. So the thing about it is, you're trying to work a model that even the own system doesn't support anymore.
Right.
So you can holler, give to God, but nothing from nothing, as Billy Preston says, nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Nothing.
So if I ain't got it, I can't give it to the Lord. But
Mm-mm.
so
I
it's
can't.
yeah, but that's where you are. And again, you're not addressing where they are. and
Right.
and, and that's the issue. And and
Right.
and not only on the church level, we're talking about even families, man.
Right.
You can't tell your kids go to school, get a good job. That model doesn't work.
That model don't work no more.
I was talking to a brother, Jay, and I know I'm gonna get on this, but I was talking to this brother.
Mm.
He said, Mike, I've been with this company for like almost 40 years, 25 years, man. I've been a long time, and I want to leave, but man, they switched from pension over to 401k.
Mm.
He said, so all my stuff got kind of messed up in the switch or whatnot. So now all the investments and stuff like that mess on me. The pension no longer there. Like when you retire, you get so much He
Right.
said
Right.
it ain't like that no more.
Mm.
And so this brother literally, man, again, he put his time in, but he's a fish out of water because the nuances of retirement stuff like that model ain't there.
And nobody taught him
Ain't
this new
nobody.
model.
That's what I'm saying, man. The
Yeah.
things that you're telling people, it doesn't work.
No.
So you gotta find out what does work now, and
Right.
and communicate that. And so the conversations, man, are so much more need to be had in that arena. And you got to get folks again who understand the trends,
Right.
because when you start talking about crypto and you start talking about investing and
Hmm.
all that stuff you coming down the pike, you need somebody who is skilled in having those conversations. Not
Right.
not,
Exactly.
not the Holy Spirit gonna teach me. Really?
Really.
So
Really.
even the Holy Spirit will tell you, even that see,
See. There you go.
I'm
It
just saying.
said. It said. Now. Jesus said
Hmm.
that the Holy Spirit is a helper.
That part.
Helper.
and he's trying to help
He didn't say the Holy Spirit was a do-all.
you. No, he's not.
No, he didn't
Trying
say
to help
that.
you.
He said helper.
Yeah, but you ain't getting the help you're trying to put down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
But
picking it up. You ain't picking it up, boy.
and he like, okay, what you want me to help you with when you ain't got nothing?
That right there.
Mm,
You know, so it is a conversation that we gotta have. And even
yeah,
the boss man told you when he was giving out the talents, he said you should have given my money to the money exchanges. You
yeah,
know, you know.
yeah.
So even he tells
He
you
could have
there's some
even gave
people.
it to the bank.
Yeah, he tell you there's some people who know what they're doing. All right,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
don't, but
Somebody
there's
didn't know what they
somebody
doing other
does.
than you.
So give my money to somebody who know what they're doing and make it grow. I mean, so that's where we are, man. I mean, we laugh about it, but
Yeah,
it's for real.
yeah.
Um, you cannot make this hodgepodge of whatever you think gonna flip and
Right.
life's gonna be better. No, player, this
No,
thing
man.
here done changed
No.
on you, and you
Done
better wake up
changed.
real quick. Yeah, you better wake up real quick, man.
Mm. My.
We're there.
We didn't mean to go there. We went that way. Ooh.
I'm saying we're there.
We
We're there.
there, bro. Since we there, we might as well go there, right?
I'm trying to tell
I'm trying to told you.
you.
It's just like, okay, just what you were saying
Mm,
about the information that's out there.
mhm,
Now, this next beautiful beam footage
mhm.
is a brother. A brother been in the insurance industry.
Right on, right
So
on.
he should know finances. He should know money.
Mhm,
But now he gets scammed by AI.
mhm.
Come on.
It happens.
It happens. Now here's this wonderful, beautiful beam footage
Mhm.
right here on Uncommon Sense.
There we go.
Ron Williams never imagined he'd have to tell his son he lost everything he'd saved up to someone he never met.
At first, I was devastated and I felt stupid.
The 76-year-old retired insurance agent from Brooklyn says it started with a random text message from someone calling herself Jenny that turned into friendly banter, with Jenny sending this video and saying she was 33, Christian, and living in Boston.
It was easy communication. It felt very comfortable.
Jenny soon told Williams she was making a fortune investing and asked him to join her. Within about 6 months, he'd invested $1.6 million. He could see his money growing on the platform. But Williams' son had suspicions.
Part of what's hard is from the very first moment he tells me about Jenny, and he's like, you ever get one of these messages? Yeah, all the time. And they're all fake. We had the suspicion, but not the evidence.
Until he did a reverse image search on Jenny and found several social media accounts using what appear to be the same videos.
Did you ever ask to meet her in person?
Several times.
There was always an excuse to not meet in person.
Right.
Months into the relationship, Jenny told him she lent him $110,000 for a big investment opportunity. When he tried to pay her back, the wire transfer to China was blocked. So Williams agreed to meet a runner in his home and handed him a bag with $110,000 in cash.
I didn't know. My God, like what a terrifying idea.
At this point, do you think Jenny is even a real person?
At this point, I'm wondering, but I'm so deeply in terms of money that I'm praying that it is true.
And when Williams wanted to take out his money, some $4 million, Jenny said he'd have to send more money to cover the taxes. That's when alarm bells started going off. Williams' son then made his own AI-generated video of Jenny to show him just how easy it is.
I felt this incredible connection.
Williams accepted he'd been scammed and reported it to police and the FBI.
Just that easy.
Just that easy.
Just that easy. But just because he didn't know,
Yeah.
and he's thinking he doing something good.
Mm-hmm.
And he even says the reason why I did it is for my children, that I wanted to leave them even some more money.
That's it, man. And the thing about it, he had $1.6 million.
Bruh.
That right there, man, is a testimony in itself. We need to get that man a handshake.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had $1.6 million somewhere. God.
Bruh, you good. Don't get the
You know,
stay right there.
stay right there.
Stay right there.
You know, but it's and this is where you bring in your senior citizens, and that's
Right.
why I have an
Right.
issue with certain dynamics, man, because senior citizens who have not had the technology world, stay away
Right.
from this. And I'm telling you, man, when my dad was on the planet, anything that was computerized, whoever, Alexa, they gave my dad an Alexa, turn that thing off. Yeah, if they can hear me,
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're spooked by it, and so yeah, they don't know the nuances of technology. They're not hipped on certain dynamics. So no, and especially if they're looking for attention or they're looking for like this brother here just want to do something good for his children, and this looks like a way to do it. Of course. But this is where, again, the most vulnerable because they're not astute to
Right.
what's here,
Right.
and the deep fakes and stuff like that, then the course it's going to happen. And they've had situations where people, and law enforcement telling folks when people tell you to pay your fines and stuff through crypto. I said, what?
What? Good.
But I mean, they had to.
Yeah.
That was a document where they had to cops were literally at this convenience store
Hmm.
trying to stop this elderly woman from putting
Right.
money in the crypto machine, but she was so fearful, man. She was putting money in while they was telling her to stop, and this was the law enforcement telling this
Right.
baby to quit. But she was just so paranoid
Right.
because of what she had received, and so she was feeding money into the crypto, and they literally had to grab this baby by her hand and like, no, we got you.
Like, no.
Um,
Yeah.
so but that's again the downfall of this. Things are happening so fast. There's no consumer education for a lot of reasons, and so there's no safety guard. Man. There's no buffer there to knock somebody back in and back onto the road of sanity.
Right.
And so you're going down this thing,
Exactly.
90 miles per hour blind, and
Hmm.
here we are. Here we are.
Right.
You know.
Wow.
So I'm hoping, Jay, that institutions such as whether it's a church or whether it's AARP, they having things to bring folks aware to what's happening and give them examples and walk them through,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and have classes on it. If you're going to start messing with technology, fine, but at least
Right.
let us show you what you logging on to and
Right.
what not to put on
No,
these webs.
exactly. Exactly.
Don't
Exactly.
do that. But that's not happening because again, you're more concerned about them greenbacks than
Them
you are.
greenbacks, Doc.
Yeah, and that's just what's driving you. You're not thinking, precautionary measures, man.
Because you don't even know, or some people, most people don't even know there's a scam compound where people are being forced to work these scams for them, or not, they'll lose their lives if
Hmm.
they don't do the scam.
Hmm.
And people don't even know that.
That part.
Yeah, here's a brother right here who was in one of those compounds,
Hmm.
and he didn't give his name because he was afraid that he would lose his life if he did.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now with AI, they're giving you realistic videos and it looks like you're really talking to the person.
He says never invest or send money to someone you haven't met and report these scams right away to give investigators a chance to recover stolen money. And he says in some cases, the scammers themselves are victims.
They're victims of human trafficking, where they have these compounds and they lure people on job opportunities. They torture them unless they provide by doing these cons.
There is no way out.
22-year-old Arnold from Uganda connected with us through Amnesty International. He asked us not to reveal his full name because he fears for his safety. But Arnold says he paid $2,000 to a job agency that sent him to a scam compound like this one in Cambodia, where he says he was forced to find victims for investment schemes using social media.
You feel their pain. You're also being tortured. You are being beaten.
The Cambodian government says it's cracking down on the scam industry and has denied that it's complicit. Thousands of trafficked workers have recently been released from scam centers. After about 6 months, Arnold says he was released and often thinks about his victims.
They just saw me as the devil. I do not blame them, but the people in those companies are also just victims who are under immense pressure of life and death. And when they return, because they don't earn anything, life even becomes harder to them, just as the people that have lost their properties and money.
Why do you want to speak out about what happened to you?
Majorly because there are a lot of people who are still there, who need help, but also this work is still going on. So there are more people who are being affected through these schemes who may need to learn about all this.
See, brother, this thing is full circle. It's a full circle. Because not only you have those who are being scammed, but then you have those who are being forced to do the scam.
Right. Right. And the stuff, the sad part about it, in addition to that, is this thing, human trafficking. People always put that in sex exploitation,
Right.
and that is an aspect of it. But human trafficking takes on so many different forms, and now you just saw that this is another form it takes on. That's why people need to get involved in human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Just right here in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
Hartsfield Airport, that boy is a hub, yeah, for
Yes.
human trafficking.
Yeah.
But that's why people need to educate themselves on what's going on, because, like you said, this is the dark side of
Mm-hmm.
why you have what you have. It's because you have these entities that this is the cash cow, and now you build a compound and you get folks from Uganda and in Cambodia, folks who are making 50 cents a day, you know, in the fields or whatnot, and you give them the nostalgia of coming here making $10,000 a month. Who's not going to take that? But you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and then
Right.
when you're sucked in, and now you're in this
Mm-hmm.
vortex you can't get out of. So yeah, it's an issue that at some point
Mm-hmm.
those involved need to stop bombing, you know, Palestine and everywhere else, and send that money and concentrate that money on really helping people that's in situations like this. Because if we spend money more helping folks and we start killing them, we could probably do a better job of running the world.
Yeah. We probably could.
Just
Yeah.
saying. Just
Mm-hmm.
saying. Just saying.
Yeah, brother. And this right here is just the beginning of AI,
Hmm.
of how AI can be used and how AI can manipulate people out of, what their hard-earned money and things of that nature. This is just the beginning.
Oh God, yeah.
The beginning. When it
Oh
gets
God,
down to where now AI is in control, then what?
yeah. Then what? Then what?
Yeah, then what?
Hmm.
And see, that's why we need to even begin to even fight to regulate AI, because
Hmm.
AI has to be regulated. It has to be, because it's so much information that is in AI. It is ridiculous, because AI is so fast in
Hmm.
thinking that it thinks faster than the human being.
Hmm.
It thinks in seconds
Hmm.
or a microsecond.
Right.
But it's all this history and all this data that's inside of it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's a plus, but then it's also a danger to it.
Right. It's
With
a dark side.
anything.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
light and darkness and everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the dynamic with what you're saying as far as those last comments, man. The AI model, if it's done right,
Mm-hmm.
could be beneficial to the world. It really
Yes.
could. Um, but because it's driven by people who that's not their concern, then you're going to have what you got. And in this quote unquote big beautiful bill that your boys passed,
Yeah.
you can regulate AI for 10 years.
10 years. 10 years.
So just like when you just said it needs to be regulated, well, your government just passed a law that you can't regulate it for 10 years. Can you imagine what's going to happen in 10 years?
And most of them ain't gonna be here in 10 years.
Not them old,
Not them.
about to cuss, but not
Yeah.
them old Negroes. No, they gonna
Right.
be. But
No.
they've shown enough, made enough money
Yes, sir.
while they were here,
Yes,
that
sir.
those in their particular bloodlines, if they're still left here, yeah, you're not gonna worry about it because you're financially independent from that. Where it's those who are not that's gonna feel the blunt of that.
Mhm.
That's why crypto is not regulated,
No.
and they don't want to be regulated because
No.
again, Once money goes in that sucker, it becomes a black hole. You don't know where it is or where it went or who got it and how they ever get it back. So it's the reason why they don't want these safety guards nets in, because then you can't do what you're doing at this point.
Right.
So I
Exactly.
don't know, bro.
Exactly. Uncommon Sense Podcast, where we're exploring the edges of reason to get the truth that will make you free. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here on SinceYouAsk.com and also thetruevision.net. Until next week, talk to you.
Peace.
Peace.